But at the same time, I went to a property last week. There were 13 offers.
See, bro?
So it's like, wait, is it a buyer's market, a seller's market?
Nobody knows.
Dead? Are we going? What?
Just go with the flow. The rules are changing in the middle of the game.
Totally.
Bruh. That's a bar.
It's derailing.
I got that.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
They are. Because yesterday.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Dan the Realtor. Are more homes coming to the market? 40% of Gen Z is engaging in side hustles to build a down payment for their dream home. We got the DMV Real Estate Report, the Real Estate Hot or Not, then we're going to jump into the comment section. Welcome to the Real Estate Wire, folks. What's going on, everybody? I'm Dan the Realtor.
Coach Marcus, what's up, y'all?
Today we got a special guest. We got Aaron Swartz from KW Bethesda. What's going on, Aaron?
Hey, good morning.
What up?
How you doing, brother?
Doing good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, man, you made the drive, bro.
Out to the hinterlands.
Wait a minute, where you come from?
Inside the Beltway.
Yeah, he's from Bethesda, so he had to drive all the way over here to Silver Spring, which is a hike. Of like
I got a passport. I got a passport.
You got the fast pass?
Yeah, I got a fast pass. And a passport.
Bro, that 200 joint is expensive, bro.
Yeah, I did the 495.
Dude, they hit me up for like $5,000 a month, bro.
What are y'all talking about?
Oh, yeah, you from the country.
He's talking about the ICC.
There's a highway that
That links.
the inter-county connector that they wanted to.
That they charge you.
Yeah.
Like the I-66, they charge based on length.
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine the I-66 going through the middle of your county. And that was the faster way to get from side to side.
Oh,
And
then
they charge you.
But they charge you at the premium rate.
Premium, bro.
Oh,
I get
that's like the Greenway out.
Exactly.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't got that down.
I think it's
south where you from.
I don't know. I feel like it's $11 or something to
It's
go
a lot,
east
bro.
to west.
So you don't have an option whether you pay it or not?
If you take it, no.
Yeah, you have an option. Just don't drive on it. That's your option. To like.
So what happens if you get on it and you have?
They just take a picture of your license. They take a picture of your license plate. And they just send you a bill, yo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think there
Same
are
thing with us.
4 or 5 or 6 things that you drive through and it click, 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 click. If you have a pass, it dings it. Otherwise, it sends you a picture with a bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get the little whatever thing.
Yeah,
transponder for your window.
Yeah, they're just trying to come up with more ways to take our money.
Y'all are triggering a bad topic or a hot topic for us because where I live in Warrenton, that thing. Like Manassas is the next, or Gainesville is the next kind of urban area, whatever. But then now we have this.
I think that whole section from Fredericksburg up to Warrenton, that whole
that 17 will take you from Fredericksburg
that whole
to Warrenton.
section feels ripe to me
For real estate.
Yeah,
it is, but unless these farmers want to give up their land, then it won't happen because you still got to keep. Fauquier County is what we call the gateway to rural crescent, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to keep it rural in a lot of ways. But truth be told, like when you come off 95 and you get closer,
but maybe the buyer could use an FDA loan. What do they call it?
USDA.
USDA loan?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
they can, but that loan is
tough.
That loan. Yeah.
You better be a real farmer.
Speaking of USDA loans, let's get into the first real estate topic.
Let's do
Which one is that?
Are more homes coming to the market? So it looks like more homes may be coming to the market. As we know, we are in a very interesting market. Like we were just talking about, Aaron, we got a lot of rate-locked homeowners that are locked in below 3, below 4, sub 4, sub 3, sub 2%. And so that's a bulk of inventory that is not going to be coming to the market that a lot of people thought may be coming to the market right after we came out of the pandemic. So
it doesn't mean they don't want to sell.
It doesn't mean they don't want to sell. It's that they don't really have a good option to jump in from a 2 to a 7. They need good advice on how to use the equity and how to work with a lender so that they can mitigate the high rate of today. The article starts, an important factor shaping today's market is the number of homes for sale. And if you're considering whether or not to list your house, that's one of the big advantages you have right now. When housing inventory is low, your house will stand out, especially if it's priced right, which is kind of what we were talking about earlier. But there are some early signs that more listings are coming. According to the latest data, new listings, homeowners who just put their houses up for sale, are trending up. And here's a look at why this is noteworthy and what it may mean for you. So there's more houses coming to the market. And there's been an uptick since about August 23 of increasing listings year over year. And then it continues. You can see both seasons trending. Sorry, no, I didn't mean to read that. Based on the latest data, there's an increase in the number of sellers listing their houses later this year than usual. So I think that's interesting.
I think people are waiting because they think the market's going to drop, right? And so, it's going to get down so I can sell it not today, but I'll sell it in 60 days or 90 days, and it won't be so risky. At the same time, we have a market that's confused at the moment because the demand is so high, the buyer thinks it's a buyer's market. But in reality, the inventory is so low, it's a seller's market. So the buyer goes in, and all of a sudden they've got 12 offers to compete with and no contingencies and someone paying cash going crazy. And you're fighting over a property because there's so few that the buyer's like, well, wait, how is it not a buyer's market?
Yeah.
Whereas you have some customers like, wait, I'm going to go in at list price. I'm going to clean up my offer and I'm going to make a really compelling argument, and they get blown up out of the water by someone who comes in with cash, no contingencies, or a super clean pre-funded loan. And all of a sudden that person who thought they were Johnny on the spot, they were there the first couple of days of the listing, is out.
I think the tough part is, I think our consumer culture kind of comes with a few embedded beliefs. The typical belief: don't accept the first offer, don't buy the first house you see, those types of things.
Listen to the news. Tell you it's not time to buy a house.
Right. If everybody's not buying, maybe you should buy. Right. They don't think counterculture. One of the embedded beliefs, I think, is I'm going to wait for it to go on sale.
Yeah.
Right. Like if it's like a sofa and I look at the sofa or some shoes, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to wait for that to go on sale because it's a Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
And I think people have transposed that over the real estate market. And they think, oh, well, if prices are high this year, I'll just wait for it to go on sale. Right?
Who does that still nowadays?
Well, there's that thought process. I'm going to wait for prices to come down.
Take a look at the furniture business. It's a disaster right now. There's no one's buying new houses to fill with new furniture, so they're trying to sell inventory like crazy, unlike they've ever had in years.
Well, and also the key to that, the key differentiator, in my opinion, between other consumables, liabilities, and an asset class like real estate is we have equity.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you're waiting for the price to come down, one thing that you may not have considered is that real estate typically doesn't do that because it builds equity over time, as opposed to a sofa or a pair of shoes that do not build equity over time.
Confuse equity and value.
Correct. Yeah.
So who sets all the different things that you were talking about, like don't buy now or buy later, or like who? That's a realtor realtors that are setting that narrative, creating that narrative, right? Who's creating that message?
These are just. I mean, who knows who puts this stuff in the ether? I mean, it just is. It's.
But then you take one part. If you take,
it's like who started this? Nanny boo boo. Who started that? Kids just know it. Who knows who started it?
But if you have 5 realtors in a room that hear the same message, and y'all walk out that room and y'all start talking about it to your sphere of influence, there's a high probability that you're going to now start giving 5 different messages.
But did they actually hear the same thing? That's the first question. Because the source is the issue, right? So if everybody hears the same message we think they heard, I bet you those 5 people are walking out with 5 different things.
But I disagree with your premise, Marcus, because you're saying that realtors are the. If I'm hearing you right, your question is, who is the person or entity that started these false belief?
Well, I'm not saying false, but
these belief systems, these consumer
whatever. Like,
because I disagree with that. I think that
process.
we're actually quite the opposite. If you talk to any person on the street, they'll tell you. Real estate agents, all y'all do is say it's always a good time to buy, right? We don't typically say, "Oh, wait for it to go on sale." That's counter to what most realtors do.
But I'm saying whatever's being said, the message is coming predominantly from real estate agents.
But also think about we hear what we want to hear sometimes, and sometimes we don't think about the context of the answer. If someone says to a realtor, "Is it a good time to buy with these rates?" The answer is probably no. The rates are high. But it doesn't mean that they heard the rest of the sentence, which is, well, if you actually look at this differently and step away from the rates and talk about equity and look at the investment and the long-term reality of your investment, it is still a good time to buy.
Sure. Yeah.
But they heard what they wanted to hear in the beginning, which was don't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're exactly right. And you know, I was taking a class one time, I was taking a class about sales and negotiation, right? And they were talking about like all the objections that you hear as a real estate agent or in any business, if you're selling cars or whatever. No one taught them how to object, like to create these objections. Oh, I'm going to wait, right? Or we haven't made a decision yet. Or, you know, I need to talk to my wife or my husband or my spouse. Right? But, you know, all people have the same excuses, right? Or the same reasons why they're not going to take action. But nobody teaches them these things. It's just embedded in our culture.
The consumer or the agent?
The consumer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
At least in this part of the world, absolutely.
For sure, right? And right in this part of the world, our culture, there's just a natural resistance or culture around. Don't buy the first thing you see. We need to wait and make a decision, right? Which are all valid because I'm a consumer and I've said the same exact things. That being said, as real estate agents, it's up to us to convey, a different perspective. Like, okay, I don't want to buy right now because rates are too high. Well, who told you that? Everybody says it, but it's not. When you really dig into the nuance of it, it's a little bit more detailed.
You almost have to unwind the learning, and retrain the consumer, to hear you differently today.
Sure.
Because also it changes every day and every week. It's not the same as next week.
Yeah.
So what's happening right now and what Coach Marcus has to say is totally relevant, but it might need updating and refreshing next week.
That's the thing that I was talking about. Like, you said it changes every day, or it change every week, right? Who's changing it, right?
The consumer.
Well, the consumer, I think, a lot of times is putting out there something that they heard and probably misheard. From either the lending side or the realtor side, or
the news.
The news, and they definitely.
That's a big part.
They're not realtors giving the news. It's really a newscaster giving the story.
I don't know one. I know one guy, Joe Clare. Shout out to you, Joe, who is a licensed, who's on the news, who's the face and the voice in media, who's a licensed realtor, who's got education. I don't know anybody else. All of them are just.
I mean, and there's also another factor to that, which is negative news sells.
True.
Right, and so you have this, for lack of a better word, this perverse incentive structure to post the most negative news about any topic.
But here's the thing that we talk about this, and then we have a consumer who pretends they don't have urgency. Oh, I'll get to it. I'll buy it later on sale, or they come to the open house. I'm just looking. Are you really?
You not.
Like, if you really made the effort to drive there, park, walk up the steps, and get in that house, you're probably interested in buying a house.
So now let's talk about this, though, Aaron. Let's flip the coin here, right? I'm going to take
because we're on a rabbit trail.
I'm going to completely take the inverse argument that I just made. So I'm going to argue with myself. Here's the contra.
Y'all not shocked by that, right?
Yeah, not at all, right? I mean, I always look at things from multiple perspectives. So let's take that person who drove to the open house, wanted to look at a house, and put him up against 80% of the low-performing agents who don't study, who don't understand the market, who don't practice, who aren't closing deals, that are commission breath hungry, that I think have reflexively created this defense mechanism for the consumer.
But I'm going to interrupt and say it's just the same when you go shopping and they say, all right, what can I help you with? I'm just looking.
Always ask.
We're trained to say that.
Yep.
You might be ready to spend $1,000 in that store, but I'm just looking right now. I don't need you or want you in my space.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, what you just described is the perfect marriage between the agent who's is ill-equipped to deal with the market today, who doesn't have the training, because maybe we also need to think about what is the training and quality of the agent I'm engaging with. Are they qualified? Do they have a license? Are they worthy of me having this conversation with about spending hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars on property? And the fact is, a lot of these agents, in some cases in the open house, might not be that person.
And the sad thing is, the barrier to entry is so low. to get your license, not to be a great agent, because that barrier of entry is super high to be a great.
You can get your license pretty easy.
So why do so many fail the test?
Because the barrier to entry is so low.
80%
fail it. They fail it on the first one.
They fail the exam.
They fail the exam.
Oh, because they stupid.
Well, I'm saying The better interest so low, but so many like
They
take
did
it like
7 out of 10 fail.
Show. I mean,
It's a shocking number.
70% fail rate.
The first test.
no,
Right.
7 out of 10, 70. Yeah.
Right. So, how many? What's the average amount of time that a person takes the test to become a realtor, and to finally pass?
I see 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
If they do it the first time, I mean, I would have a heart attack not passing it the first time. But that was my.
It was so easy. Like the test was easy.
But I thought how to be a good student, how to learn this quickly. I'm going into a career change. I'm going to shift gears so that I'm going to hit the ground running. It wasn't I'll just be a realtor today.
What'd you do before that? Were you a chef?
No, I worked in the fashion business.
Oh, really?
I have a knife and fork tattoo on my arm because in case I got hungry, I always got silverware.
Oh,
I'm so weak.
that was good.
But I thought that might be, those are standard tools that you use in the kitchen. So I was like, oh, your previous career. So you were in fashion.
I was.
Fashion designer?
I worked in merchandising and I was a president at Ralph Lauren. And then I was overseas for a number of years and then moved back to the country to tend to family matters and decided that was when I was going to change my gears and retire early and have a new life in real estate.
I love that.
Dude, we're all second career, bro. I don't meet too many people except like the kids, the Gen Z kids.
But that's because I do it because I want to do it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's fun. This is really a great and engaging business. And it's a great way to actually earn a great living if you work hard.
And you said something earlier about like the things change weekly, right? So if something changes 52 times a year, then that also says within our business, there's also so many things, the different clients, different scenarios, different desires, and all the things that keeps it exciting. Like when you said it's fun, like. And you said
it's not the same thing every day.
It never is. And sometimes, like every transaction paperwork is the same. They go through the same process, whatever. From origination to closing is the same. But in terms of the type of client and where you're going, and by the way, we're gonna have to talk about the haunted house that Dan toured yesterday. I got my Bible app on my phone.
These clients think they're in a haunted house because the client also is, it not only is the agent. As the agent called, but this is a people business.
Yes,
and people are crazy. Yeah. So you don't know what you're going to get when that person walks through the door to open the house.
Speaking of money, 40% of Gen Z is engaging in side hustles to make more money to build up savings for the down payment for their dream home.
Yes.
What you got for us in the coach's corner, Coach?
Man, so have you ever worked multiple jobs?
Yes. Have I never? Okay. I always.
I probably. I don't know. Last time I really.
We kind of do it now.
Yeah,
I'm a part-time therapist. I'm a realtor.
That's for sure.
I'm a cook. I clean the house.
Project manager with these transactions.
I got to go to the bagel shop after this.
It says to help subdue the impact of higher mortgage rates and higher home prices, millennials and Gen Z, prospective home buyers, are trying to get some extra money turned towards extra income streams. In fact, 2 to 5 Gen Zs and millennials are working side hustles, so that's 40%. That's actually a Redfin study. So it says that buying a home often makes more financial sense than renting if you can afford a down payment and the monthly payment because you're building equity. But it says some people don't have the money for down payment. And it's a situation that's becoming increasingly common due to the higher rates and elevated prices. But here's the thing. First-time buyer, millennial, Gen Z, depending on the loan, depending on where you are, number one, minimally, you can put down, if you're a veteran, $0. You're buying in a rural area, $0 down payment. You're buying in a more urban or suburban.
Say that again, because I don't think people hear that. They worry about, they pay the rent, which is high.
Yeah.
And in fact, they could be paying less on a mortgage and building equity. Absolutely. But what they're really scared about is the down payment.
Yeah.
And you're just saying 0.
Yeah. So there's 4 core loan products: conventional, FHA, VA for veterans, and USDA.
People used to think 20%. That's why I was shocked. I was like, whoa, what, 0?
So it used to be 20% on conventional. You don't have to have that. It's down to 3% on conventional. FHA, which is geared for lower income, lower credit, some higher debt ratio, you only need 3.5% down payment for your borrow as your down payment, right? If you're a veteran, right, or actively serving in the United States military, or you formerly served, you don't have to make any down payment. So that's the 0. Or if you live in a country area like myself, a more rural area, and it doesn't mean that it's a farm, because I live in a neighborhood with over 1,000 homes in it, but because of where it's located, the geocodes that you find online, that my property, when it was is USDA eligible, and that means you don't have to have any down payment. Now, let's say you do go with the conventional or FHA loan. Number one, you get gift money, and we talked about that last week from friends, from family. But you also have down payment assistance programs. You have grant money programs around. So,
like, there's a new one in Maryland where you put down 1%, they'll put down 2%.
Yeah, I've got that. And it's not just in Maryland; it's nationwide, right? Depending on who you go through. There's just so much out here. It's about the education. It's about like really thinking about, number one, am I emotionally prepared to do this? Because no longer am I paying somebody else's mortgage and investing in their portfolio. I'm actually creating my own. And am I
really ready?
Am I ready to start that? And if the answer is yes, then for sure, let's do it. Let's talk about it, do it in a wise manner. Because whether you feel like there's properties out here or not, I'm a firm believer that the right property is out here for the right client.
Yeah, I think that you're on target. Most people say to me they're surprised when they find out there's help. What do you mean I can get assistance on my down payment? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
At the same time, some people think they have so much money they don't need to worry about those things. But at the same time, there's money left on the table in some cases when people don't take advantage of it. So it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing, but if you're eligible, regardless of your income, why not use the support that's there at a state, county, or regional level to help you get in the game and build some equity? Because rents aren't going down fast enough to accommodate the people who want to make that down payment. Rents are going up more than down
every day.
And that's scary for someone who's like, I really want to get out of this hamster wheel and buy a house.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that plugs in, I think, to one of the those, embedded cultural consumer beliefs. I'm just going to call it that. A cultural consumer belief. Right. Which is, I need 20% down in order to buy a house. And then you tell them, well, you can buy with 3% down. You maybe even be able to buy. It's kind of like, oh, really? Like, yeah.
And then you run the real math.
Yeah.
And 3% on the $300,000 property that really meets your needs at the end of the day, 3% is $9,000. That's where the side hustle comes in, because I've been doing it for 6 months and I've saved up $10,000. So I've already got my down payment.
Or the person goes back and look at their last year's expenses and they, only $9,000. Look at how much money I wasted.
Yeah.
Going to Starbucks or this, that, and the other. Like, that's not a big number when you think about it, but it is big in your psyche if you don't have the money, a plan, a process, a strategy to build that.
Yep.
Speaking of Starbucks, have you tried that new pumpkin spice iced coffee, bro?
So I'm anti-PSL.
Me too. I used to be, bro.
What's it called?
Are you
pumpkin
anti
spice
or
latte.
are you never? Like, are you like...
I'm anti, not never.
Pumpkin spice.
So you're un-pumpkin spice.
I feel like everything's pumpkin spice now. They have pumpkin spice jerky in the store.
Bro.
You can buy, like, everything. There's dog food, dog bones that are pumpkin spice.
Let me say this to
out
you.
of control.
Aaron. You gotta get PG. You gotta get on this pumpkin spice iced coffee, bro.
Here's what I want to know.
I know. Say it's crack.
Huh?
People are addicted to it.
Oh, it is crack.
My sister is barging through a drive-through every day for that. She loves
I'm standing outside before they open. You know what I mean? It's like,
let me ask you, do y'all know what's in pumpkin spice?
Pumpkin and spice. That's all I need to know.
but cinnamon,
fresh
nutmeg,
pumpkin.
blah 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 blah.
I wonder if the people that are locked.
Jack-o'-lantern.
Seeds and everything. Seeds, stems, and all.
You know what I'm saying?
But I wonder if people really know.
There's no pumpkin in it.
Bro.
There's no pumpkin.
It's pumpkin spice.
It's psychological. They got pumpkin spice candles, so I'm gonna smell my way to feeling better while I drink my latte.
I wonder who came up with it though.
A marketer.
The market people. They just,
No, I mean, because pumpkin spice is a real
Why you always
thing.
want to know who came up with stuff?
Because man,
It's a real thing. Somebody took
listen, Listen, you the conspiracy theorist. I want to know who
Because
came up
you
with
don't be
that.
wanting to go down the rabbit hole with me. I can tell you who created
Pumpkin
it.
spice,
Illuminati created
Oh, you want to go right there?
the Illuminati,
Jay-Z, Rihanna.
they don't eat enough to come up with it.
Oh,
If you
that's
think about
true.
it, it came from a pie.
So, right.
The pie is comfort food. Comfort
is comfort.
food.
Now, do you like sweet potato pie or pumpkin
Yes.
pie? Which one?
Personally, if I had to choose, I'd choose sweet potato.
Right.
Okay, a man of mine after my own heart.
But it has to be
You can't
strained.
eat both. You black. You gotta make a
I
decision.
can and I do.
But
you
you know
need
what?
to make a
If
decision.
the sweet potato pie is stringy, I'm going for pumpkin.
No, it needs to be stringy. That's the better. The more stringy, the better.
sir.
That's how you know it's authentic.
Let me tell you,
Marcus, you're black. You need to
I had
make a
the
decision.
greatest, Mama Tina and Miss Dickerson. I had the greatest sweet potato pie this past weekend. I mean, I did this.
It's rarely done that well.
I did this event this past weekend.
You're on the right side of history.
It was a women's conference, and I had a table at outside, and
and they brought you a pie.
lunch.
You
And
giving out
they
flyers?
had lunch. I'm just talking. I ain't making no flyers. Business cards. But they had lunch and whatnot, and the dessert table had some, it's like the church cake.
Yeah.
And then
Hot
brownies.
banana pudding.
Mhm.
No, it was lasagna and salad and stuff.
I love a banana pudding.
But it was banana pudding, and this
I
lady
like
had
banana pudding without the bananas.
a hummingbird cake. You know what hummingbird
No, what's that?
is basically like a spiced cake with buttercream frosting, and it had sometimes they make it with pecans on the side, but it had some pineapple cut up
Too sweet for me.
In the West Coast, it's
wasn't.
called a sunshine cake.
Okay. But this sweet potato pie that Miss Tina,
Right.
let me tell you something. I was looking for the whole pie.
For the Real Estate Wire Squad, if you're watching, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on iTunes and on YouTube. You need to make a decision, Marcus, right now for the Real Estate Wire Squad. Are you team sweet potato pie or are you team pumpkin pie?
I believe in
We're going
both.
to war.
I'm going to give him some leeway.
No leeway.
Listen, a good
You
more,
must fight.
More
a good
pie
sweet
is
potato
better.
pie. Sweet potato pie is way better than pumpkin pie. I will eat both, but
Yes.
if I have
If
a
you had
choice,
a choice,
sweet potato.
You're going to go with sweet potato.
That's valid.
My man. Well, let's get into the DMV. Now that we have that situation.
Y'all
Yeah.
bullied me over some pie.
I'm a pie
We're
bully.
coming up on pie season. It's important.
It's a very important thing, man. We need to know where you stand, bro.
I'm with it.
Let me tell you, if you could say to the customer that walks into your open house, where do you stand on pie?
Right.
We might have a faster conversation to let's buy a house.
If you are on Team Pumpkin, you're ousted from the open house.
Yes. Don't bring your latte in this house.
Don't you bring that non-pumpkin spice latte up in here. Dude, yeah, I drank it. It was crack.
It's crazy good. Sugar is that drug.
It is.
It is that.
The DMV market report for the numbers for August are in. I think we went over briefly last week, but let's go over again this week, and then we'll get into the real estate hot or not. So here we go. New listings are down in August 2022. New listings are down 22%. We expected that because rate lock homeowners, like we already discussed. New pendings. This is people who have put their properties under contract or are under contract to buy a house. Is down 18% from this time last year. Closed sales are down from this time last year, 15%, but they're up 4% from this time last month. And then the median sold price is up from this time last year by 5%. So for Marcus, I know he likes to break down the numbers, 5% of 500,000, somewhere around 25 bands. So you
Not somewhere around. It is 25.
well, I'm saying 550,000 times 5.8%. So I'm saying around 25,000.
I can work with that.
Yeah. So if you were going to buy a house last year for 525, this year it costs 550.
What's happening is the prices are continuing to go up. Inventory is still down.
Mm-hmm.
Demand is high. And so you got inventory down in some cases 30, 40% in some markets. We're starting to see it equal out in DC for the first time in years.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because condos aren't selling as fast as houses.
People don't want to be in condos.
Right? What happens if I get COVID again and I want some space?
Yeah, exactly.
But the other part of this is the price that people ultimately pay is what's going up. The list price is one thing, but the price you mentioned, the median, that's the closed price. That's at the end of the day, people are paying more at the moment.
How far above the list price are we seeing list price plus 3%?
That's a good number. The list price to sales price ratio.
So
I might be able to find that.
Montgomery County is 0.8%.
Okay.
Above
your list price.
DC is about 1.5, but condos is less.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Virginia, it's about 3.5%. You
Virginia, go to, about that Commonwealth.
Then you go to PG, and it's about 0.5%.
PG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're telling me in Virginia, you're going to pay 3% more than list price?
You're approximately going to pay
3% more.
You're going to pay 3 to 4% more than the listed price,
and 5% more than last year.
Great day.
Yeah, I mean that tells me that the demand is high, inventory is low, but buyers are going in not prepared because they look at list price and they go, "Oh, I'm going to fall in love," and they don't think list price plus. Like maybe a couple of years ago when the business was crazy and everyone was talking like, "Oh my God, get out there and run, line up for the open house." Then they started thinking like, I'm going to have to put more down. Now what they're thinking is, hey, there aren't that many buyers. I should be in the catbird seat. And what the seller is saying is, wait, no, I'm still in control with the price.
Yeah, I think
you're going to pay more if you want my house.
That said, buyers think that it's 20. What is it? Buyers think it's 2008.
Yeah.
And sellers think that it's 2019.
But also with the buyer, you're like, if you don't have the urgency, which is how you're going to deal with these multiple offers, then you're not going to get that house that's 4% over.
Yeah, I mean, I think, also, I don't like saying this, but I got to say anyway, it's about lowering expectations a little bit, right? If you know that you're shopping in the 7% interest rate market, you missed the Black Friday sale like we talk about a lot, and, that's okay, but like we said in the beginning of the pod, it ain't a sofa. So it doesn't, from the numbers, if you've been following us, especially the Real Estate Wire Squad that's been sticking with us since the beginning, you have seen every week we do the real estate market report, the numbers just keep going up.
But also I think this is a message also is that work with professionals, understand who the team of people is you're engaging with. Get a really good lender, they're amazing as a partnership. Get a great realtor. Those are the people who are going to help you as a consumer navigate the times we're in. Because we're still going to sell 4.5 million homes in America this year. So it's not like people aren't buying houses.
Yeah.
And some clients are like, well, how do they do it? And I can't. Well, pull your team together of really good experts to make sure that you've got good talent around you so they give you good advice. Listen to that advice and you'll be okay in this market.
Even to the extent, because the initial question, because we're so far off of the initial question, we're talking about the price is going to come down later. You're buying a house like you're buying a sofa, right?
Yeah.
And that's not how buying a home is. However, if you have the mentality of, oh, I'm just window shopping, right? Like, don't go to the mall, right? And you should have a team around you.
Don't go sniffing at the bakery if you're not ready for the
right. You should have a team around you that will tell you that,
don't
like, hey, look, after this consultation, these conversations for a week or 2 weeks or whatever it may be, I think somebody has to have the guts to be like, be honest with you, I don't think that you're ready to buy.
In the luxury goods world where I worked before, we called it aspirational shoppers. They would come in and they aspired to make the purchase, but they had to get ready. And it might take them half dozen visits. Then they might actually do it. The real person who's ready to buy just needs encouragement and they're ready to buy on the spot. So that person just you have to ask, are you ready to buy? And we are afraid to ask for business as realtors. And sometimes we're afraid to even ask that question. Are you really ready? You mentioned earlier, emotionally, are you ready? Well, are you actually ready if you see something you like? You go window shopping this weekend and you see the dream house. Can you pick up that phone and say, Dan, I saw this is it. I need this house today. I'm ready. Because I'm not sure they really are.
Yeah. I've been through that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's a bar. It's kind of tough. I think, because I've worked with, people like that, and it's kind of like, all right, well, they want to be ready, and maybe they get pre-approved for a particular thing, and then they see how far their dollars go.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And it's kind of like, well, that's where your dollar goes.
That's when you can't pull the trigger.
They can, but right, again, I think it's about expectations. It's like, look, this is what your money gets you in this market. And it's not so much about, trying to find your dream home. It's more about your long-term real estate strategy.
That's why you have
What's your long-term real estate strategy?
I totally agree with you. And that's why you have to have good advisors. Listen to your lender. Listen to your partner in this business.
And I mean, think about it. People take, there's all these different professionals. Your lawyers, your doctors, your CPA, your financial advisor. They're not giving you just one tactic, right? Just go buy a house. That's a tactic. That's not a strategy for building wealth, right?
Right.
When you go to your doctor, you say, just go do 10 push-ups and then you're good for the rest of your life. It's like, no, we need to build up. We need to create your diet. We need to talk about your exercise plan, right? And so the same thing with real estate. It's a long-term play. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yep.
If you're buying a house right now that ain't your dream house, cool. Because in 5 years, you can upgrade that. And then 5 years from that, you can upgrade again.
What scares me on that right now, personally in the market, is what I think is some softness in the Airbnb ownership.
I've been hearing
there were people who bought houses and they felt like I'm going to rent it immediately and make money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have an 80 or 90% occupancy rate at a couple $100 a night. It's going to pay for my mortgage and everything else, and I'm going to make money. Well, in some cases, as if the Airbnb business drops, it's teetering, then those people who own houses but can't pay for them, then what happens?
So who shut that down? The government?
I was just getting ready to ask. Is it lack of desire for people to go?
No, I think it's the government regulations, right?
It's not demand. So places like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco have shifted gears now, and they're requiring Airbnb rentals to have a license, get a business license. You have to be, if it's less than 30 days, the owner needs to stay on property. Well, I don't want to rent a condo with someone for a long weekend and have the owner there.
Right.
I might as well stay in a hotel. So the idea of what I was going to use and how I was going to make money is shifting. And some of these places, they're making the bar, you have to get an inspection. You have to get a certificate of occupancy. You have to get a business license.
Yeah, that was the hotel lobbies for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Man, they sunk that joint. They shot that joint to the ground. I'm telling you, clearly.
Hotel lobbies.
Yeah, right? Yeah. You don't think so?
Because then you say, that hotel's not very expensive. When you think of the comparison, that's not even that much for the night. I'll just go there.
Yeah, just go to the hotel. I got it. And
no drama.
Then there's less people that want to even buy and run an Airbnb business because there's so much regulation on it. So they're like, F it, man. I'll just sell it. Hotels, big business wins again.
I'm not mad about it.
But that's the long game of your investment.
Yeah. I mean, I think I heard the Airbnb strategy. Then we'll get to the real estate how to not. I heard the Airbnb strategy a long time ago, and I think a lot of people probably, if they did it right, then they're good right now, and if they didn't, then they're not good right now. But the strategy was, you have to buy it so that it cash flows. If you have to rent it out, it still cash flows.
If you're good and you have a loyal customer, it doesn't matter what business you're in. They're loyal. If they're loyal to you because they love the service they get from Marcus, they're loyal. They're going to tell everyone about it. They love to complain, but they really like to say, you know what, I have the best person I'm hiding. I got the best deal. It was a great. If they love your house as an Airbnb and they want to go to the beach for the weekend, they're calling you again. And so those are the people we need to cultivate and nurture. It's the person now who feels like all of a sudden got a little extra money in the pocket, so they're going to travel more. And they're not putting it towards the down payment.
One of the things that when we're talking about this, you talk about the inspections and all the regulation that might be there. I was thinking, like, when you buy a house, let's say in Duck or Nags Head or whatever, and this is house at the Suite 15 or whatever, those people that buy those second homes are putting them in some sort of property management program.
Correct.
And I think you can get around the Airbnb thing if you just go straight put it with a property management program. So that would make sense for me to say, instead of trying to go the Airbnb strategy, which is getting tighter and tighter with regulations, if I'm still trying to be an investor, invest in areas where I can get a property management company to take care of my stuff.
It's like a sell by owner, right? The market is becoming so strict that for sale by owner, maybe the owner doing their own Airbnb might not be able to afford it. So the idea is, well, then should economy of scale kick in? And if I'm looping up with the 10 neighbors in my neighborhood and we all go to the same property management company, maybe then I've got a better chance at this.
In a sense, the Airbnb thing is only basically like the convenience of, like, they put...
Dude, I hate Airbnb, man.
When you bought the property, you put it on an app for visibility, right? And you agree to certain things with the Airbnb companies or Airbnb company, but like it essentially just came out of nowhere as kind of a disruptor to what the property management stuff had been doing.
There was no Airbnb when we were growing up.
No.
You stayed on people's couches.
It's a whole. It was more so a hotel disruptor.
Yeah.
Just like Uber, it came out and disrupted hotels.
Well, also people use Airbnb as vernacular, much like when you say to someone, "I'm taking a taxi."
I'm taking
an Uber.
Yeah.
But they don't get in an Uber; they just get in a car.
Right. Or Google it. I'm going to Google it.
So in a way, there is that. I'm going to Airbnb it next weekend. It could be a hotel, it could be a condo, it could be a house.
Okay.
Well, that leads us to our next topic, which is the real estate hot
Or not.
I feel the ice.
Y'all hot.
Here he goes with the remote control again.
All right.
We're down to 68.
Perfect temperature. 78.
We're going to mix it up a little bit. A little Debbie cake edition.
Oh, Debbie.
Which
That's not even cake.
Well,
snack cake.
little Debbie snack cake. Y'all both know what I'm talking about.
So I want to individually wrap this story.
All right. So the oatmeal cake, oatmeal pie, whatever you call them.
Ooh.
One got to go. So these 4. One got to go. Either the oatmeal cake, the honey bun, the nutty buddy. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's got the peanut butter in the middle with the chocolate around and the wafers, or the Christmas cake, Christmas zebra cake.
Oh, you have to get rid of one of those? Mm.
You can get rid of that zebra cake.
Yep. the Christmas version of it.
I think the Christmas cake's out.
Yeah, because the crunchy sugar on the top, I don't like the texture of that.
No.
And the icing is waxy.
It's like remember dots?
For a
It's
minute.
the same texture as those dots, except it's like in stars, like that hard sugar thing.
All right. Since we're rolling into the holiday season,
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
one got to go.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese, sweet potatoes, greens. One got to go.
No, I'm
What
sorry.
about the fourth one? There's only 3.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. Black eyed peas. But I don't everybody gonna say black eyed
That's
peas.
too easy.
That's what I said.
Hey, black eyed peas ain't going nowhere.
Well,
What? You keeping the black eyed peas?
I would have all 4 of
Yeah.
those. Thank you.
Hell yeah. What you don't mess with black eyed peas?
Not over the
All
other
right, bro.
bro.
All right, here we go. I'm going to make you a pot of my black eyed peas. Not
Okay.
a whole pot, a bowl.
Please, okay.
Bro.
You keep the pot for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it for my family.
Okay.
I got the cranking most fire black eyed peas, bro.
I don't think you can
I
get
did that.
You can't give up on a bean. You can't give up on a green. And then the other 2 choices?
You rapping.
You right?
Sweet potatoes and mac and cheese.
Sound like an Al Sharpton line. You can't give up on a
And this one, in this
You can't
picture of
give
these
up on a
sweet potatoes
green.
got the perfect amount of brown sugar, got some candy
marshmallows
pecans
and crap
on
on top.
it. And no marshmallows, but
Good.
candy pecans.
I'll get rid of the sweet potatoes because I'm going to
If you
assume
go
that
to
there's
pie.
going to be sweet potato pie
Well, look,
available.
My older sister will take a limb for a sweet potato. So, like, she won't touch the mac, but it's that sweet potato. So, there is sort of
You gotta
room
mix
for
the
everybody
mac
at the
with sweet
table.
potatoes, like that's the clutch right
What?
there.
I think
Get a nice
more
fork
sides on the table is better.
Okay.
We talking about Thanksgiving, right?
So which one do y'all letting go?
None.
I'm getting ready. You have to make a choice.
I can't. I protest.
All right.
No, I'm thinking you can give it a sweet potato.
Okay.
I mean, did you imagine if I said get rid of mac and cheese? I wouldn't make it out of the
Yeah,
driveway.
No, nobody's gonna do that.
Yeah.
Let's not go crazy here.
All right. We got one more.
But it also depends on who's mac and cheese.
One more.
That's true.
Yeah, I got to know who made that.
There's a lot of
Kraft?
bad mac and cheese in the world.
Easy
All right, you got
bake.
one more, and then we'll go to Would You Rather. All right, so this is sandwich edition.
Oh.
Now there's 6 of these.
Sandwich.
Oh, shit.
All right,
6.
grilled cheese.
What are we choosing? One has to go away?
One got to go.
Okay, grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese. No. I'm just gonna do 4 because we can already kick out tomato sandwiches and egg salad. All right.
Don't black eye. What?
Is that a sandwich?
Oh, yeah.
Tomatoes?
Yeah, you ain't.
We're not in Georgia.
You ain't country enough. Tomato sandwich is a real thing,
It's a
bro.
Who be
big-
eating tomato
what's
sandwich?
My mom.
Yo, bro.
Yeah.
I've
I've
tomato sandwich and some mayonnaise on the right
with
bread.
the right amount of salt and pepper.
Slap somebody for that.
That thing bangs, though. But
Y'all country boy.
all right, so here we go. One got to go: grilled cheese, bologna and cheese, peanut butter and jelly, or BLT.
Bologna and cheese out.
Bologna can go.
Yeah, bologna.
I didn't even take a breath.
I'm good on that. Next.
So, like,
Wait,
we
what about
all-
you, Coach?
Oh yeah, bologna got to go.
Bologna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I could fry up some bologna sandwich and try to pretend it's bacon, but it ain't a BLT.
Just get
No.
the bacon.
Mm-mm. All right. Would you rather go on tour with Elton John or Cher?
Neither.
You got to pick one.
Neither.
That's
I'll
a
take
tough one.
Cher, I guess. She's looking weird now, though.
I'm with you on it either, but
She's still alive?
you got
I
to choose
think-
one.
I feel like she's going to be partly cryogenic on the tour, but
Yeah. They're going to open up her pod. Like,
I think maybe 30 years ago, Elton John would have been the one.
Okay.
But I think today it would be Cher.
Okay.
I feel like Elton John would have had a bunch of drugs around. Which
It would have been wild, but I think
That would've
Cher
been cool.
still walks on water to some degree because we don't know if she's truly alive or imaginary.
Yeah.
Would you? I would say share. Would you rather ask your ex or a total stranger for a favor?
My ex.
Do we get to figure out what the favor is?
No,
I'm cool with my ex. I mean, my main ex, like not all my exes, but like the only one I would consider an ex. Yeah.
That's
right.
Don't dive into that.
Right.
Just provide clarification.
Do we need a chalkboard?
You might need a
whiteboard. I think I would go X. But it also depends on the favor, right?
It depends, yeah.
There are some things I might ask a stranger because I'm not going to get lip. The ex is going to want a whole story about it.
Yeah.
Well, why?
Yeah. Why do you need me to
Why do you
donate
need
this
that?
kidney?
No. So I have to decide, like, which is of my, what's the trade-off?
I like your answer. I don't know if I can. I probably just had to go with the total stranger because.
Well, here's the thing: we think the stranger's not going to judge us, but we all know the minute we walk away, that stranger's judging the face off.
He's going to tell
because
the story,
they do. That's the way it is.
Yeah, that's what you do to strangers. You
You'll be
talk
like,
about
that guy's
him.
a freak.
Yeah. What else are strangers for? Are they going to talk about him?
Yeah.
I got two more.
Two more. Then we got to get
one got to go. Arnold Palmer.
Golfer?
No, drink. We're talking drinks. Arnold Palmer. Kool-Aid.
What flavor? We got to do a one got to go Kool-Aid flavors.
We'll just tropical punch. This was the red tropical punch.
Oh, red. You don't got to say the flavor. Just say the color. Red? All right. Next.
Or Tang.
Tang. What is Tang? I never drank Tang, bro.
Yeah, so that
Tang's
was
out.
Tang got to go.
What about
That was
Tampico?
like,
Tampico.
that's a different neighborhood. Different neighborhood.
You never been to Tampico?
No, honey, they're not serving Tang where they serve Tampico.
Oh, facts. Hard facts.
Tampico used to only have the orange. Now they have a bunch of
Well,
flavors.
there's all sorts
No,
of
they
flavors.
always
now.
had the flavors. They had the red Tampico. They had the orange Tampico. Well, actually, they only had two.
And I only used to see it at Shoppers Food Warehouse. You never, I never seen it. I never saw the giant.
Not a Yo Giant. They had all PG County, like the national drink of PG County is Tampico.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You know somebody
You can
else
get
is
it by
out
the
here
case.
talking about who has the better snickerdoodles?
What?
They copying offers. They talk about what's the mall? Iverson Mall versus what was the other one?
First of all, why are you buying a cookie at the mall?
What?
Uh-oh.
Where are we?
What are we talking
First
about?
of all, Marcus, it's Forestville Mall. Second of all, Aaron, it's Snickerdoodle cookies. This is Prince George's County culture. It's our national food in Prince George's County.
Okay, I hear you.
You got a state
You're
flag.
attacking my
Steak burger. You got a state flag, steak bird,
I'm a
and
white
national
Jewish
cookie.
kid from Texas. I don't know that. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Well,
go
it's
ahead.
okay. One day we're gonna meet. We're gonna do.
I love a snickerdoodle,
but
they're not all created equal.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so in Prince George's County, there's like this big, huge beef between Iverson Mall Snickerdoodles and Forestville Mall, which is down the road from Iverson Mall. They're the lesser of the Snickerdoodle. Iverson Mall is the dominant Snickerdoodle.
Are there snickerdoodle shops over there?
No, it's just one place that sells Snickerdoodles.
Got it.
Yeah.
They sell a bunch of cookies, but like snickerdoodles.
I mean, I guess they sell other cookies.
Because I don't like a snickerdoodle that's too crunchy.
Yeah, well, then you don't like Forestville Mall Snickerdoodles.
It's got to be the right
Soft,
texture and
buttery.
it's got to have the right texture and the right sort of sugary
So, well,
bread.
yeah, I'll take.
crust.
I mean, I mean, I would say
What are you trying
that
to
you
say?
can do a taste test, but it would kind of be moot because Forestville sucks.
Iverson gonna win.
I mean, yeah, of course, they're the dominant.
Are they
Snickerdoodle.
thick? Because sometimes they're
No.
kind of.
Not the one. Not the.
Sometimes they're big, and it's
No,
like
see,
that's
that's
not a
what you don't want.
snickerdoodle.
That's
I don't
not
want a
snicker-
cake.
No, exactly.
This.
No, Iverson Mall
You pull that
Snickerdoodle.
white bag out.
Yeah, bro,
And
you
I
gotta
want
test them.
the edges have to be crunchy, but the
Yes.
inside can't be.
Right, you have to do the finger test,
Mm-hmm.
right?
If it's the holding your
If
fingertip.
it falls
Doesn't
down on your
break.
finger, then you know it's a good. And if it breaks, even better. But if it has to fall and conform around your finger. Forestville Mall cookies do not pass the finger test.
So why not just make them?
Who? What, me?
Yeah,
Why would I make them when
you can make
Iverson Mall-
black eyed peas.
I can make black eyed peas with them black. I don't need to make Iverson Snickerdoodles.
You know what grocery
I know
store
what
makes great snickerdoodles?
Who that?
Wegmans.
I ain't never been to Wegmans.
Oh, you got
Y'all
to.
be
You got.
that's
hyping
bougie.
Wegmans.
Huh?
That's bougie.
Yeah, we got one.
It is bougie.
You got. You got to go. Got to go and.
It's
their
a nice ass store though.
Their
I've
bakery.
been there. They sell too much stuff, bro.
Oh nah.
I'm overwhelmed the moment I get in there. It's like 5 buffet
And
restaurants.
before
Where am
COVID,
I?
they had when you go over to the meat and seafood section, they had the bar that would go around, and they'd have the guys in the middle cooking the
Yeah, I
food,
don't like that.
and they could have a little date
Little snack.
set up.
I don't
It
like
was
these
cool.
combo stores that like
That thing was good.
they sell shoes and tires. I don't like
This
that.
is one I know we guys.
Last one, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this thing that this question: would you rather sleep in the doghouse or let a dog sleep in your bed?
Are you being euphemistic?
No.
How should we take that?
Would you rather
Literally?
sleep in a doghouse or let the dog sleep in your bed?
Wait. I mean, I guess you like to. I don't like dogs.
What if it's like it depends on if it's a
You're a
100-pound
dog
dog?
person, Aaron?
No.
I hate dogs.
I like
though.
dogs.
You hate dogs?
I don't
They're
hate dogs.
stupid.
No,
should've
cats are stupid.
We should have never
I
domesticated
would
the
go
dog.
dog over cat all day long.
No, that's not a thing.
But it is a thing.
Cats are amazing.
Cats are ridiculous.
Don't
They're
even get me
smart.
started.
You don't gotta walk
Let's
them.
get back to the dogs.
Look, if aliens come down and invade this
They're
planet
taking the cat.
and they see us walking around behind an animal picking up its poop, they're gonna assume that we're the less intelligent species.
But then they also see the animal not responding to what you tell it to do.
Let me ask you this question:
Why would it need to?
if your cat could text you, would they?
If
Because
they
they're going
need
to
me-
give you the eye, and they're not going to text your ass.
It's like this. A dog, if you give it food, no matter how long you've had that dog, he'll just go to another owner. They have no loyalty.
They don't.
They have no loyalty whatsoever.
Well,
You give a dog exactly. You give a dog
watch-
food, he's gone.
You got to watch some more Hallmark Channel, honey. Those dogs are loyal.
No.
They're saving people, curing cancer,
Okay, those are special
walking the
dogs.
kids to school. Let me tell you, those are the best dogs I ever saw on that channel.
No. Those dogs aren't real. Those dogs are trained. I'm a cat person, man. I can't say it, but I like
Yeah.
cats.
you give me your cat?
Yeah, cats are amazing, man. They teach you how to deal with people.
That is impossible.
They teach you how to deal with people. Because with cats, you can't be all up in their face. You can't be pressuring them for attention. You just got to lay back and chill.
And
then,
wait for it to come.
and then the cat
do
will make its
whatever.
decision and it'll fill you out. And then it'll be like, okay, I'm messing with you. And they won't go with anybody else. That's the point. Once a cat likes you, they like you. If they don't mess with you, they don't mess
So
with you.
your whole thing is
Yes.
you got a cat that likes you, and that's why you're sitting here pretty.
No, that's the point. If you met a cat that did not like you, that's not the cat's problem. It's your problem.
But the cat's in my house.
I met people who don't like me. I'm not worried about the cat.
I met people that don't like me either. I can't imagine why.
my brother-in-law got a cat, and I've seen that cat one time in 5
the cat
years.
don't like you.
That cat don't like nobody.
Can I tell you
I don't know
He
who
do.
the cat likes.
We
Yeah.
had a cat growing up, and the cat only liked my mother.
What's up with all these dogs that
It literally
bite
would
people
attack anybody else, including my siblings.
You talking about the cat?
Yeah,
Oh.
it only liked my
It wouldn't
mother.
attack me.
It was a.
I can
You
walk up to
think you the cat whisperer?
No, I
That
definitely.
cat
I
was
mean,
evil.
I can walk up to. I walk up to
cat
cats on
scratch your
the
eyes
street.
out.
Nah, see that's non-cat people. Oh, it's gonna scratch you. Nah, bro. You just pet them.
I ain't worried about the cat scratching it because
You pet
I
them.
got a cat.
last time it rained,
Just go like this. This is all you gotta do to the cat. And he goes.
Oh, so
And
you,
go
you,
into
like,
your
you like the
Go behind the ear.
purring.
Then you're good.
We got you numbered. Come on, next.
That's all we got for the house.
Two dogs versus
All you
one
need
cat.
is a whisper in the ear with a little whatever.
Get you on Nat Geo.
That's what cats do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and then it's what if it's a tiger?
Who's on the comment section?
Dude, tigers, bro. Mike Tyson.
There's a YouTube-
Yeah, a tiger.
There's a YouTube videos with all these guys swimming in a pool, and then all of a
Tigers?
sudden the tiger jumps the fence and jumps in the pool because it's hot. You never saw these giant guys get out of the pool so
my
fast.
God. The crazy thing is, most cats, like domestic cats, think that they're tigers because they're all of the feline species. So it's so funny. It's like, little cat, I will kick you down the street. They think they're tigers. It's cute.
The words in the comments expressed by Daniel Wheeler, not the words and comments and thoughts and ideas by Marcus Fields.
Shut up.
Is there an indemnification clause included
When
here?
Peter come looking and talk, want to talk. I ain't got
When
nothing
they
to say.
start massacring blood, like throwing paint into your driveway, don't call me.
Who?
PETA.
They can do that. I'm ready. We ready.
Yeah, you ready?
We ready, yo. We ready. Nah, I love animals, man. I'm just sitting here defending my love for cats. Why would they? Let's get to the comment section. So this comment is from the Tiki-Taki. This is Mr. Mad Badger. He actually came up with a couple comments, so I kind of merged them together. Want to hear your thoughts? Okay. 3.5% interest rates fueled a massive bubble. So the context is, he left a post on the video. He's talking about I was talking about rate locked homeowners.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like the market's going to crash anytime soon because we don't have the inventory to crash the market, to send prices plunging downward. So his response was 3.5% interest rates fueled a massive bubble. 7.5% interest rates will eventually readjust the prices. Also, rent prices really went crazy. The rent for my place is $2,000 more than my mortgage and my taxes.
I think we're going to see rates come down a little bit. So all of a sudden 5 and 6 is going to feel like the old 3.
We said that a couple weeks ago. That when they drop a point,
oh my gosh.
When they drop a point, I mean, that's what we've been telling people. Get ready.
Be ready.
You don't have to worry about it. Because if you fix your credit now, the millennials and Gen Z that are working side hustles, save that money, pay off whatever you can so that you can compete. Because when these rates drop, if they drop to 5 something or whatever, it's going. They could actually, I think, if they drop 0.5%,
yeah,
it's going to be ridiculous. But you're going to have. I have this theory about people, those that talk about this, this bubble and whatnot, that missed it. There's some people that won't miss it next time.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's another side of that coin that says the people that are still talking about what happened and what they didn't get, they're going to miss it again. Because they haven't done anything different except for talk about what they missed.
Because they're not really paying attention.
Yeah, they didn't look and see what everybody else did to participate and say, okay, I missed that, but let me figure out or ask questions or figure out whatever it is so that I can be prepared and do those things so that when it does happen, I'm ready to fire off.
That's a really good point because that's a different class of buyer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think there's a lot of those people, and I think that, the bubble is, it's tough. See, when you talk about bubbles, like there's not really much of a bubble because the values aren't fake.
Your equity isn't fake.
Your equity isn't fake. The values aren't fake. They're sitting on appraisals. They're sitting on comparable properties in the neighborhood that are all selling.
And frankly, foreclosure rates are minuscule.
Foreclosure rates are basically, because they allow people to restructure, to go into forbearance, or to do loan mods. What was that? The tulip craze, right? The tulip bubble when they were buying buying tulips and selling tulips that would have zero value. I think crypto is a bubble. But real estate, the beauty of real estate, like, any hard asset like gold or oil, even maybe, I wouldn't say stock, but that it actually has inherent value.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what makes real estate kind of bubble proof in a way. Now, do we have ups and downs? Yes, for sure. Just like any market, we're going to have, a bear and a bull market. But over time, real estate, because it does gain in value and they ain't making more of it, and when they do make more of it, that supply instantly gets swallowed up by the pent up demand. It's kind of hard to use. Oh well, it's a bubble. I'm going to wait for the sofa price to come down. Pricing real estate strategy as your long term wealth plan moving forward, which is waiting for prices to come down as a wealth strategy.
Well, the building of wealth in America is led by investment into things like real estate.
Yeah.
It's, family money aside for some people, when you ask someone, how did you do it from the beginning, the earliest days, they bought something and held it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they built on it.
Yep.
And they built on it. And so grandpa, whoever, next generation, third generation, all of a sudden now we're up at a modern time frame. They're sitting on someone else's hard work that gave them generational wealth.
That's really good. And that's what we try to create with our client facing content, that somebody has to change it up. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you the tools so that you can do it in the most practical way, to know this is how you navigate through these mean streets of this real estate industry.
Make your legacy worth it.
Yeah. I mean, because you're working hard. The money that you make at work is what it is. The stresses of marriage, kids, and whatever it is you got going on, that's going to be what it is. And you still have to pay for somewhere to live. So that same $2,000 that's coming out of your account, or $3,000, whatever it may be for rent, is there a way of being able to transfer that into your own pocket? And then now You get in
Save
it and you hold it and you sit in it for 5, 7, 10 years, and then you go into the next thing and maybe you keep it and then whatever. But then you can take that and continue to build. And not only are you doing that for yourself, but there's other people watching you. And you're like, and when they start getting curious, you tell them how to do it, or direct back to Dan and yourself and myself. And then
I think a lot of people are naturally followers. They're not necessarily leaders. Unless they got cats.
I never said that.
Here you go, sheeple.
Don't put that word in my mouth.
Sheeple, that's a good one.
I'm not that guy.
What?
You hear that from me?
Episode 13. No, play.
Data is painful.
Well,
what's the next question?
The next question is how you can like, subscribe, and share this content with anybody that you might think is dope on YouTube. Make sure to like, subscribe, put a comment, and hit that notifications button so that once we do drop new content, you're the first to know about it. Leave a comment on iTunes if you're listening, or whatever streaming platform you're listening on. I am Dan Wheeler. Dan Wheeler sells homes on all platforms. Where can they find you at, Aaron?
You can find me at Instagram at Realtor Aaron Swartz.
Awesome. And where can they find you at, Coach?
On Instagram at Fields Mortgage Group and at Mortgage Coach Marcus.
And for all of us here at the Real Estate Wire podcast, thank you so much. We are out. Right here.